Well, hello again everyone. It's time for an update on the problems with the e-bike. Now, after my last video, I had a call from Chaz, who you may know from the Herman Hits the Road channel. He often helps out Ads and Zoe with repairs on their van. And he'd been speaking to a fella who runs an e-bike repair shop, and he recognised those symptoms of the sudden drain of the battery and no registering of speed, and therefore no applying of power to the motor, as a thing that often happens with the controllers on this particular type of bike. So the suggestion was to try and get it booked in somewhere to test the controller. Now, I spoke to the local company that is now a dealer for Kalkoff bikes, because as you know, the company that I bought mine from, it no longer exists. But that dealer said they could not test the controller on my bike. They don't do any support at all for the old Impulse 2 motor. They only support the newer bikes with the Bosch motor. I bought my bike in around about 2016, so it's not that old really. But they don't work on them at all, and they don't support them at all. I found a company in Germany that would supply me with a new identical controller, but they point out very clearly on their website that you need a dealer to program the controller with the right software for your motor. So I asked the Kalkoff dealer if they could do that, and again they said no, they don't have any of the correct computer programs to put the software on that computer, and I suppose probably don't have the correct hardware either. So that's a bit of a dead loss, and it's a bit annoying that a local dealer can't support a bike that's only 6 or 7 years old. So anyway, I did manage to make an appointment with an independent e-bike shop, which said they could look at it and diagnose the fault. But they couldn't get me in until the 22nd of July. So got to wait until then to see what they come up with. But anyway, in the meantime, quite a few people have been saying, why don't I try changing the magnet? Now, I don't have a great deal of confidence that that's going to solve the problem, simply because of this separate battery draining issue. If it was just the speed sensor, then I think that may be a possibility, but with the battery draining option, I'm not so sure. But anyway, just to eliminate it and give it a shot, because it is only a few quid, I have ordered myself a lovely new magnet to try. So let's bung that on and try it now, see if it makes a difference. Well, I tell you, well, as you probably saw, I had to put a bit of air into the back tyre again as well. I've put the battery on, and we've got full battery showing on the display there. Right, let's give it a try. No, I'm afraid that's exactly the same fault. Well, I've also had quite a few comments about testing this speed sensor still. And one of the difficulties was that this plug that connects it to the motor is so tiny, tiny little holes. I couldn't get the meter prongs in there, so someone suggested putting pins in. So yeah, I've put pins in. And I've set up the multimeter to test the continuity, so that's on resistance there. So let's have a go with the old magnet. Just pass it over. Whoops, stuck to the vise. We'll pass it over like that and see what happens. So there you go. Yeah, I think George was right when he said this is like a simple sort of reed switch. So when you pass the magnet over, it deflects something which moves it away from making a circuit. So with the magnet away, the circuit is closed. With the magnet there, the circuit is open. So yeah, that seems to work perfectly fine, doesn't it? And that's the original speed sensor and the original magnet. So there we go. That's pretty conclusive, I think, that the problem doesn't lie with that speed sensor, and it probably is the controller. But yeah, we just have to wait and see what these bike people say on the 22nd. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Give the like button a press. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more.